Welcome to yet another part of Cracking the Job Interview in the United States series, and today we are doing part 7. Well, if you're a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, this is the episode for you, right? So, today we are going to be talking about strengths and weaknesses, right? This question will come up to you every time in every interview, so be prepared for it. So, we'll start with talking about strengths. Okay, so what could be some good strengths that you could talk about? I cannot tell you what your strengths are. It is very important that you discover what your own strengths are. If at the point of watching this video today you do not know what your strengths are, this is a perfect opportunity for self-reflection, right? Take a piece of paper, take a pen, and start writing down what your key strengths are. It is important to do some self-reflection and find a genuine answer to this question. It is not only important for this interview, it is important for you to grow as a person as well. You need to know what your strengths are, you need to know what your weaknesses are, right? So, if we talk about the common strengths that normally stand out, that set you apart from the rest of the herd, I would say a very important strength is leadership, right? People are looking for leaders. People are looking for someone with supervision experience. And if your style of leadership is mixed with consciousness, with creative intelligence, that is a very potent strength. So you could say that my leadership style is integrated with consciousness, and I do a lot of self-reflection on my own strengths and weaknesses, and I encourage my team members to be participative and inclusive, and that is how we work together in a team. So, this is how you need to bring out your strength. Another strength that stands out is collaboration, right? So, as an employee, you are not going to be working in a silo, right? You need to communicate, collaborate with other teams, and people are looking for collaborators, people who can, break the barriers and go and just achieve that distance with others. So collaboration is a very important strength. Let's see what could be other strengths. Building effective teams, right? So you could talk about your team building skills. That too is a very, very powerful strength to have. Now, communication. So I'm sure you must have written that down on your CV, right? Excellent communication skills. Now, if you are struggling to speak properly, you cannot say that you are an excellent communicator, right? You should write sound communication skills. Just be aware of that as well. Communication is a very desired skill. Another very important skill, which is very hard to find in the market, is negotiation. Good negotiators are able to sell themselves properly, and they're able to deal with clients better. They're able to bring more business. So negotiation is a very, very important skill to have. And if you are a good negotiator, mention that as your strength. And finally, we could say another very important strength could be handling complexity. There are various problems and issues that come up in the course of business, and you need to demonstrate to your employer that you are able to handle stress, you are able to handle complex situations. But remember, so don't mug up or learn these strengths by heart. You need to demonstrate that you have actually put these strengths into the workplace. So be very mindful of that. Weakness. Now, all of us have weakness, don't we? It is perfectly okay to talk about your weakness in the interview, right? You just need to show how you have overcome your weakness over time. See, the greatest weakness is giving up, right? If you give up, that is the greatest weakness. But except for that, all other weaknesses can be overcome. So you need to demonstrate in an interview and be diplomatic about your weaknesses. If you say something like, I am not punctual, so who is going to hire a person who is not punctual? Or if you mention something like, I have a bad temper, people don't like people with temperamental attitudes at the workplace. So these are some of the weaknesses that you should not be mentioning in an interview, right? The don'ts. So what is a common weakness that most people have? Public speaking. Even very seasoned professionals who are very good at what they do and who have been working for a very long time, they have issues with public speaking. So you could say that During the course of my work, in the initial stages, I had to make presentations, but public speaking was not my virtue. So I worked on it. I took many classes. I went to Toastmaster clubs. I practiced speaking in front of my friends, and with time, I was able to improve on my public speaking skills. And recently, we hosted an event for more than 100 professionals in the IT sector, and I hosted that event and demonstrated my public speaking skills, and it really shows how the distance that I've covered. So what I did, I gave a situation, and then I put in the action, and then I ended it with a result. So any interview question, we are going to discuss more about this, the STAR format, in our later series, but this is how we are going to handle questions, right? So you could also cite a technical skill saying that my budgeting skills needed improvement, so I worked extensively with my supervisor, and after handling budgets, annual budgets and mid-year budgets, now I'm very proficient in it, and now I lead a budgeting team consisting of this many staff, and my budgeting and analysis skills has contributed to the organization's success by this percentage. So everybody has weaknesses. Don't be afraid to bring out your weaknesses, but you have to show how you have worked on your weaknesses, and don't bring out weaknesses like bad temperament or no punctuality. So those weaknesses are really a thumbs down. Okay, friends, so today we talked a little about strengths and weaknesses, and in the next series we are going to be talking about answering interview questions in the STAR format. We just touched on that today. We are going to dive deeper into that. Always remember how much I believe in you. I can't wait to hear about your success stories. Keep practicing. The call will come and you will crack that interview sooner or later. Don't give up. See, giving up is a weakness, and you do not want to have that weakness in you. So see you on the other side, and always believe in the right karma.